Jeff with Shock Surplus, coming at you with another install video. This time around, we got something a little bit different. We got Nick's Scion FRS, and we're gonna be upgrading them from the Fortunato coilovers to the KW V3 coilovers. This time around, we got our boys at Restless Off-Road helping us out because, well, can't really do it myself. They're based out in Whittier, California, and they're doing us a favor by doing this install on the Scion today, but their main focus is off-road trucks and vehicles. Enough of me talking, let's get to the install.
First things first, you want to safely get the car off the ground and remove the wheels and tires. Starting from the front, use a 12mm socket to unbolt the brake line bracket. You can then use pliers to remove the clips attaching the ABS line to the existing coilovers. These steps will allow you to move the knuckle out of the way when removing the coilover assembly. Take a 19mm socket to remove the two nuts securing the lower mounting bolts. Use a 14mm socket to remove the nut holding the sway bar end link on the coilover and push the end link out. With the coilover disconnected from the knuckle, use a bungee or a wire to hold the knuckle close to the frame. Now on these coilovers we used a 12mm socket to remove the three top nuts securing the coilover. Your existing setup may be different. The KW V3s do not come with top mounts or camber plates. You will need to supply your own and install them on the coilovers prior to installing them in the vehicle. Once that's ready, to install the coilovers, we start off with putting the top mount in place. While supporting the coilover with one hand, use your other to loosely mount one of the three bolts. This will then allow you to use both hands to secure the remaining two bolts. Now we can reinsert the sway bar end link into the coilover. With the end link in place, you can then bolt the knuckle onto the coilovers. And with the coilovers in place, you can now reattach the brake and ABS lines. Now, to gain access to the rear coilovers, you'll want to remove the four clips holding the inner fender liner to gain access to the two top nuts. Use a 14mm socket to remove the two top nuts. On the lower control arm, use the same 14mm to remove the sway bar end link. Then, use your 17mm socket and wrench to remove the lower control mounting bolt. With that bolt removed, you can then remove the coilover itself. Now you're ready to install the lower coilover into the control arm and install the mounting bolt. With the lower mount installed, you can then reinstall the sway bar end link. With the lower hardware installed, you can then push up the lower control arm, lining up the two mounting studs into the upper mount and install the two top nuts. With the upper mount installed, you can then remount your inner fender liner. With everything torqued down, you can go ahead and put your wheels and tires on and drop the car back onto the ground. If the car is not sitting at the height that you'd like, you can make adjustments to it by using the included spanner wrench to turn the collar to raise or lower your ride height.
All right, that wraps up the install. If you guys are following along, hopefully this is helpful for you guys. Big shout out to the boys at Restless Off-Road again for helping us out with the install. Stay tuned because we're going to be doing a ride review and we're going to let you guys know how these ride. Like and subscribe to the channel and visit us at shocksurplus.com.